So hello, I'm Gabby. I know it says Gaba here. I will change it. I'm
Fine.
Gabriella, but I go by Gabby because here in UK everyone just calls me Gabriella, and
Okay.
I'm not having that. So it's a good name, but it's not my name. So
Exactly.
I just go by Gabby. And okay, I will try to share stuff as well.
People
Like
in the UK and Portugal would always pronounce my name as Viktorija, and and every time I'd be like, just call me Vic. I cannot.
Don't worry. Like, so many times people call me Natasza. I'm like, no, it's just Natasha. It's not. And also because my surname is Setner,
Yeah.
but so many people just call me Natasza Center. And it's just, oh, no. How did that
do you
happen?
go by Natasha or
Yeah, just Natasha or Nat,
uh-huh.
just to avoid stuff.
Yeah. Okay, though. So I tried sharing it, and you can now see my.
Yes. So
Yes.
pretty.
Okay.
Oh, you made like a whole presentation.
Yes. Sometimes I go all out on it, but sometimes I can't be bothered. So I don't know. I just went for it.
This is one of the times where you go all out now.
So yeah, I go by Gabi, and I just do my surname Gik because nobody can ever say Gikite. They just call me Jaikaiti, and so I just go Gabi Gik, and that's me. And yeah, so I would say an independent artist, and I also work as a support worker in a charity organization that supports people who are diagnosed with autism.
Mm.
So that's my day job, and then I do art. But I was trained as an artist. I finished the Academy of Art in Lithuania, and I'm still pursuing being a full-time artist. It's just getting there slowly, but I think we can all take our time with our goals.
Of course.
Yeah, and you can see my handle just here. If follow, like, subscribe, share, please.
Share.
Yeah. I'm doing aggressive marketing.
Yeah.
At each
That's what.
time.
In desperate times.
All right. And yeah, what I usually do, what I'm focused on right now is ink illustration. So I use either ink and a brush or mostly ink pens. And I do Lino Cuts and I print them at home. I have my home studio, which is just the room that I work in. And some stuff, that helps me,
Mhm.
like a wooden spoon that I have just here, you know, kinds of that stuff. Yeah, it took me a very long time to actually find my style. Uh, as every artist probably knows, it's like you're in search of your own authentic voice. And then only recently, some after I graduated, I understood that you don't find your style, you just decide what you want to do. Other way, you would be, searching forever. I mean, well, that's what happened to me. Everyone's different, obviously.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of themes in like concerning mushrooms and goblin core. There's no such thing as goblin core, I don't think. But everyone's heard about cottage core, I guess, or like all of those cores that are
Okay.
everywhere around us, like in the media now. And I really love cottage core. So it's like all of those little cottages in the woods with fairies and mystical creatures. So I went for goblin core because I'm also inspired by Lithuanian folk art.
Mhm.
And we don't necessarily have goblins in our mythology, but I really like the creature called Kaukas. And this is like just like a house spirit of prosperity,
Mhm.
but there is no such word in English to describe it. I've read a book called Kauku Draustinis, and it was actually just translated into Goblins Reservation. So it concerned goblins. Anyway, like I'm going on a tangent. So this is how I found my goblins. And uh, I'll just show a little picture here that I have on the screen of one of the goblins. This is my little goblin girl, goblin goddess, and that's Lino Cuts. So this brings us to the Lino Cuts. And how I do my art, like I love kind of meditative coloring in. So I would do the outline of my work in sort of automatic drawing way, not really thinking about it. I maybe have a topic, like I would make an outline out and in a really meditative way where I don't think about it, and then color it in uh, just without thinking. I really find that helpful with anxiety and such, and like just relaxing. And from here, let me take you to some examples of my lino cut. Oh, is it going? Here it is. I know I'm going a bit like back and forward, but probably this is just my way of speaking because I'm so excited about it. Yeah, so nowadays I do a lot of lino cuts just for myself. I don't do any lino cuts for commissions or um, exhibitions or any like paid for work. I just love that motion of carving, and I have a lot of little things here. For example, doing a stamp like that, so you can see the printed version, and this is my matrix that I carved it from. And this is really for my own well-being. I love the carving method. It's a bit dangerous in a way because you can always just cut yourself accidentally. That's scary. But once you have it tamed, it also like gives an immense satisfaction, you know, just like carving out the lino. It's like smooth and you reveal the picture. And also it's also like the surprising thing about it, you know, since you cut it out, it's always a mirror image printed. So that's also very fun every time to see if you've made any mistakes in your typography.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's interesting to see because you basically never don't know what kind of picture you have until you actually have it, you know, printed. But I didn't think about typography. Like, how can you mess up spelling?
And you know, since you have to write it from the other side, it's always if you make a sketch and then you kind of transfer that to your lino block in the reverse method, you know what your picture is going to turn out since you had a sketch.
Yeah.
I don't always like to make a sketch because I'm using that automatic drawing method. Like I'm really somewhat like that in life. I don't really make plans. I've got an abstract idea and then I go for it. You know, it's turning out fine, but sometimes I should maybe make a plan.
It's very interesting that you say that, and you say like you are more guided by this meditative, you know, feeling. But for me, your work seems so structured. It's really strange that you say it's the other way around that you do it. Like it's completely opposite from what it seems like to me, at least. Because when I saw it for the first time, I thought, oh, this is so like thought through and precise. So it's very interesting.
I guess that comes from that I've been doing it for a very long time. Before studying in the art academy, I've also studied in an art school, and before that, you know, my whole life I was drawn to it. I was drawn to drawing and creating. I guess all the years of doing art and studying art really pays off because I don't consider consciously all of the compositional details, color is just like very much unconscious and very much feeling based.
I wouldn't have guessed that's how you approach your work.
It like I didn't start out like that. It's been a journey of really only after I finished academy and had a little break from art altogether because I was just exhausted. And yeah, I decided just to really not judge my artwork and just do whatever comes out and be happy with it. Right. So some examples of my ink drawings. So I do take commissions from individuals or organizations for my work, and I always just have this set style now. So whoever approaches me, I would just be like, okay, I only do this. So don't ask me to do your, realistic portrait, because I'm not doing.
I have a story about that. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, I'm sure people still approach any artist like regardless of their style, being like, oh, can you paint a portrait with me?
Actually, what I'm getting is, oh, can you make those kind of vector-based cartoon characters? And how did you reach that conclusion?
Yeah, that's the truth, because like I only work traditional media. I don't work on my computer at all. So I need to really, scan in good quality, keep the DPI high and such. To be able
I mean, I do computer like animation, but also like last year someone approached me, do you want to make a video that promotes Tony Blair Institute? I was like, what have you seen what I've done?
Sometimes you can take on a challenge, but sometimes it's just like pure.
Yeah, they didn't like my pitch.
Oh no. I have some illustrations here from my recent and ongoing project called the Nut Owl, and it's poetry cast, like a podcast but poetry, on Spotify, about a traveling owl who travels through space, and I really enjoy doing that. So we're making season 2 now, and of course everyone's welcome to look it up. It's just Nut Owl, like an owl from nuts. And I've been doing that like the whole year this year, because there's a lot of episodes, so I'm just drawing their cover artwork. And also I have some publications in the community magazine. So it's mostly in Edinburgh or UK, mostly from submissions for open calls. But I'm very grateful for people actually seeing that, it's fitting, and doing the publications, which I always enjoy, kind of getting involved in the local artist communities and spreading the word, and like getting more people involved in all kinds of workshops and group work. So all of these are done with my ink pens. And as you can see, I always like love doing the borders. I don't know where that came from. I think I saw someone on Instagram like doing borders on their illustrations, like very decorative ones. And I thought I'll do it. And since then, I just do it all the time, which is really fun.
It
it
looks like there's another story outside of the frame,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially, I don't know if you can see my mouse. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can.
So this one is a portrait of the girl who made me these earrings. They're amazing.
Oh, okay.
They're like copper. So we did an art trade. So she made me the earrings, and I made her a portrait with all of her tools in the border. And I'm just so happy she liked it. And from here, let me take you to the automatic drawing. I put an almost here in the brackets because pure automatic drawing is really mostly just doodling with very organic shapes, just whatever comes to mind, obviously, and you work on that. But in my drawings, as you can see in my illustrations, there's some sort of storyline being told. So it's an almost automatic drawing. I don't think about the storyline when I think about a concept. Well, okay, so for example, I also just like drew it on the Lino block without a lot of sketches. I did a couple of sketches, but the concept was, I want to have like a goddess at night, and she's a goblin. There was nothing like really to it. I just felt this cottagecore feeling. I didn't do many sketches, or I didn't explore themes with it. I didn't explore compositions. I just went and drew this. And this was the first outcome of the idea. I did do a little bit of tweaking afterwards, like tweaking the details and such. So that's why I called it almost automatic drawing. and and that really ties into the work that I do with the Scottish Autism Organization. So now we have a project called an art group, which I run weekly for people who have autism, and they connect through Zoom. We are doing like online sessions where I really just promote the creative process, focusing on not judging your creation. It's sometimes it's very tough because people come into these things and expect that, you know, the facilitator is going to teach them to draw very well and they're going to create something very beautiful. But I really want to concentrate on the process itself. It's very freeing. It takes a long time to really get there, I would say, because I struggled with that a lot before, especially when studying. I would have an idea in my mind, and if I tried to create it and it doesn't happen, and it would never happen like I wanted to, because there are either no such materials as I imagine, or I don't have the skills, and it would just like keep me disappointed. And I really struggled with that. And I know a lot of people struggle with that, especially people who want to start creating, but they are afraid that they're going to fail. And so in this art group and my other work as well, like independent workshops or independent coaching for people, focusing on just starting. And then it's a very psychological process to maybe not judge, not only your drawing, but not to judge yourself. Stop like judging your actions, your thoughts, you know, trying to further yourself away from what you think other people think of you, because really it doesn't matter. And I know everyone says that, but the most important thing that matters in your life is what you feel and like how you feel in your life. Not even how much you succeed or not succeed or achieve, but like how are you feeling, you know, is how are you going through life and like how does it feel. And of course, like accepting all of the emotions, not only the good ones. You know, if you're having a bad day, accept it, it's fine. And really just making your peace with it, that whatever you do and however you feel, it's fine. You know, it's okay. I love that. uh, I don't know, maybe it's a bit silly just saying that, you know, it's fine, it's okay. But I would want a tattoo on myself being like, it's fine. Like, stop fretting about it. Because I do really give into anxieties, and that leads to very bad places. That leads to kind of self-loathing and being afraid, which is not good at all if you're trying to move forward. So yeah, in that art group with autistic individuals, we focus on starting and creating in the here and now. We usually have like a very broad theme that I come up with to kind of jump off from into creating something. And it's really, really nice to see how people actually engage. You know, sometimes people are a bit apprehensive and they're like, I don't know how to draw, I don't know how to do this. And like I'm trying to encourage using any technique that you like. You don't have to only draw, you can do collage, you can use plasticine, because a lot of it is very tactile, you know, people like touching stuff and how that interacts with your body. And I find, that materials are very, very important in that creative process. Maybe if you're doing something and you think that, oh, you know, I'm failing, it doesn't look good, try a different technique, try a different material. Maybe that's one just not for you. Maybe you don't like the texture of the paper. You don't even notice sometimes because it's very unconscious, especially for neurotypical people who don't really notice that stuff. We just like, we think, you know, you either do it or not, but in the end we don't really focus on how does it feel on our skin? How does it feel when we look at it? Like, is it too much? Is it too little? Yeah, like, what is the sensation of it? So I think I would encourage everyone to look a bit more into that kind of sensation part as an artist. I know artists always just express their emotions, like want to express their emotions and their like maybe truth, the truth that they have, but also really thinking about how does the process makes you feel, how does the material make you feel, and yeah, not judging the outcome, just really accepting it. And I also put a link here for the an article I made about automatic drawing that was a couple of years ago, but it still holds up in a way. I learned more. I just wanted to show some video short clips. Yeah, this is the automatic drawing that I've done, that I talked about, that had a topic, which I did the Inktober.
Oh, I have the same pen.
Yeah, this is amazing. I loved it.
I was
But
gonna
then-
comment on the pen as well.
Yes,
It looks majestic.
it's really fun working with it. So that's just like a glass ink pen, and I use just liquid ink. And did the Inktober, and the topic, the theme for that day was freeze. So I did like some waves and a frozen snake. That's from the Lithuanian folktale. You see, I didn't have a sketch. I just thought about it, and then the first idea that popped into my mind, I didn't edit it in any way. I was just like, okay, I'm drawing that, and that's it, and leaving it to it. I might be happy with it, I might not be happy with it. So here, like, I've redone it, but then I wasn't happy with that one either. But I just thought, I've did it. I've done it. I will accept it. And that's what I really encourage people to do. Whatever you create, don't throw away your work. Don't look at it as, oh, it's really bad. It's not worth sharing with the world. It is worth, because you created it. It came out from whatever, like your unconscious, or how you were brought up, or the inspirations that you had. And it is valid. So I'm an advocate for every work deserves to be shared with the world. So of course, if you want to read this article, please do. That's kurkurk.lt, and you can have it in English as well. And here are just like 6 tips how to do some almost automatic drawing, or just like really try doing it. Have no plan. Just have a piece of paper or whatever your material is that you're using. Don't expect anything from yourself or from the drawing or from the creation. Don't expect it to be good or bad, because a lot of people, when they start drawing, they'll be like, oh, it's going to be bad. It's not going to be bad, nor it's going to be good. It's just going to be what it is. Don't judge it. You start doing it. And I know a lot of people would just like fret and judge. Try not to do that. Or I know the thoughts are going to come up, but maybe like in meditation, try to let them go. Observe your process, feel like, and think how it's going to make you feel during that. This one I learned when I was studying art psychotherapy, and it's really helpful. It's not a degree or anything. I was just studying it. Think about that, maybe write down what it feels like and accept it and be proud of it. I mean, you don't have to be proud of it, but it's good if you are. So thank you so much. And that's
Thank you.